Okay, so when I say the name Albert Einstein, what pops into your head? Probably genius, right? The iconic wild hair, maybe a blackboard full of equations. But what if I told you the true story behind the legend is way more surprising and honestly a lot more inspiring? Let's get into the man behind the myth.
Yeah, we all kind of have this picture of Einstein as this flawless, super genius right from day one. But the reality? It couldn't be more different. As a kid, he was actually a slow speaker. And school, he really struggled, so much so that his teachers pretty much wrote him off. He wasn't some celebrated whiz kid. For a long time, he was just deeply misunderstood.
So, if it wasn't about being top of the class, what was his secret sauce? What made him, well, Einstein? This really gets to the heart of his story. It was all about his unique way of thinking, a mind that wasn't powered by grades, but by this incredible, nonstop curiosity. Think about it. While all his classmates were just trying to memorize the rules and pass the test, Einstein was the one looking at the very fabric of the universe and just asking, but why? It was that courage to be curious, to actually challenge the things everyone else took for granted, that truly set him apart. So, how did he do it? What was his method? Well, it didn't start with complicated formulas. It started with imagination. He would run these thought experiments in his head, like picturing what it would be like to ride on a beam of light. And from that incredible imaginative jump, he would start to question everything we thought we knew, which finally led him to challenge scientific beliefs that had stood for centuries. Imagine, question, challenge. That was the whole game.
And here's where the story gets really amazing. You'd think these massive, universe-altering breakthroughs came from some fancy university lab, right? Surrounded by other brilliant minds. Nope. They happened while he was working a pretty quiet, normal job as a patent clerk. He was literally reshaping our understanding of reality all inside his own head. I mean, just look at this journey. It was anything but a straight line. He goes from being that misunderstood student to a totally unknown patent clerk, and then boom, 1905, his miracle year. He publishes a handful of papers that basically become the foundation for all of modern physics. This wasn't some overnight success story. It was a quiet, slow-burning revolution. And at the very heart of that revolution was this one absolutely mind-bending idea: relativity. He showed us that time and space, two things we thought were totally fixed, totally absolute, are actually flexible. They change. They're relative. This single idea completely flipped how we see reality itself.
Now, you might be thinking, okay, that's cool, but it's all just abstract physics, right? What's it got to do with me? Well, a lot, actually. His work is woven into our world. That GPS on your phone that gets you where you're going, it literally has to account for relativity to work properly. Space exploration, nuclear energy, even the lasers in a barcode scanner, all of it stands on the shoulders of the work Einstein did over 100 years ago.
But, his legacy is so much bigger than just E equals MC squared. His life gives us these incredible, timeless lessons about how to think, how to learn, and really, how to be.
First up, and this one is huge for him, it's all about curiosity. For Einstein, the simple desire to know why was way more powerful than just knowing an answer. He believed that passionate curiosity, not raw intelligence, was the real engine that drives discovery. And building right on top of that was his belief in imagination. Knowledge, he said, is limited. It's just what we already know. But imagination? Oh, imagination has no limits. It's the spark for every new idea. It's what pushes us forward. This one might just be my favorite, and it's so powerful. For a guy who struggled so much in his early life, he got it. He knew that making mistakes wasn't something to be ashamed of. Failure wasn't the end of the line. It was a crucial, necessary step on the road to actually figuring things out. So when you put all of this together, the misunderstood kid, the curious clerk, the revolutionary thinker, what's the simple, powerful truth that his whole life demonstrates for all of us? It's this, right here. It's so simple, but so profound. Greatness doesn't come from conformity. Breakthroughs don't happen because you followed all the rules perfectly. They come from the people who, like that young patent clerk, have the courage to look at the world a little differently and dare to question everything. So, the only question left is, what will you dare to question today?